In case you guys were not aware, Shannon Sharpe, Uncle Shannon, is in some hot water right now because he's being accused, actually he's being sued by a woman who's claiming that he SA'd her, and she is looking for $50 million of his newly minted $100 million contract.
And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Former athlete and media personality now, Shannon Sharpe, is attempting to clear his name after facing a lawsuit for allegedly a woman on multiple occasions. His response revealing the name of the accuser and some very X-rated text messages he says he received from her. All right, let's take a look at this. According to the lawsuit, the anonymous woman says it began as a consensual relationship when she was 20 years old. She also accuses Sharpe of a violent sexual assault and in October of last year and again in January of this year. The complaint seeks more than $50 million in damages. Sharpe fired back, posting alleged texts from the woman in the lawsuit on social media. One of them reads, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me." Another, "I know you miss this big juicy ass, $25,000 for each cheek." And here's another alleged text, "You better crave it, cuz you're gonna be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me." The rest are way too spicy. I don't know what's left. Joining us to talk about it.
All right, well, it seems like he didn't leave anything out.
Bro, it's funny because they blurred it on the teleprompter, but he just read it anyway.
Yeah, he read it all completely. Like, didn't bleed, didn't skip anything.
Nothing. I think he liked it. Let me give you a little more context to this. I don't know if they can get into it or not. I'm going to be completely transparent. I think it's BS. I don't think that what is going on is... I think it's false allegations. Innocent to proven guilty. The woman is claiming that Shannon Sharpe choked her and would be abusive to her in that way. She even released a 30-second snippet of a phone recording between her and Shannon, where Shannon's like, "You know, I'm gonna come over there and choke the S out of you." And she's like, "Oh, I don't want to be choked." She's like, "Yes, you do."
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a to me now, so...
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't...
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
And if it's taken out of context, if you hear just that part of it, you're like, "Oh, dang, Shannon's about that life. He's about to go over there and beat her up." But really, Shannon's like, "No, that's how our relationship was sexually." So he released text messages of her saying like that, "I want to be choked. I want to be whipped. I want the collar put around my neck." So basically saying that there was a longer message, a longer conversation, and she wanted that stuff to happen to her, and she put it out of context, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, listen, whenever someone gives only part of the conversation, I know they're up to something. Because, I mean, if someone really did something bad to me, I want you to hear everything.
Facts.
I want you to hear every detail. I'm trying to nail them on every little bit of thing. But if you're going to take like 30 seconds or maybe a minute out of it, I mean, it's easy. Anyone can say anything and take it and put it along with another conversation.
Exactly.
Also, I want to know, what time frame did this happen? Is this new? This.
Oh, wait, no, continue. What do you mean? Like when it happened?
Yeah,
Yes, it's recent.
yeah. Because I wasn't sure, because, you know, like people be doing those like retroactive things where they like happened 20 years ago.
Yeah. At first I thought they said it was 2 years ago, but then they said it was recent. Like October of last year and January of this year is the last time they...
I'm sorry, that's just completely unbelievable.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharpe. Oh, I mean, just now at this level and where he's at, he has so many eyes on. Like, it'd be just too easy. Like, it would literally be too easy to catch him.
Facts.
And I get it. There's some guys in the world, and I agree with ladies on this, that get the Diddy treatment and they get away with it for years and they're dancing while they're doing it. You know.
Literally.
Yeah, I just don't think Shannon Sharpe is one of those people.
Yeah.
It does reek of just complete and utter BS. Very clear.
A defense attorney and former Harris County prosecutor by O.G. Akingbala and Factor Digital producer Ajibola Budurai talk about this case. So your thoughts about this, just looking at it from the outside, your thoughts?
It's a big mess for Shannon Sharpe. You know, Tony Busby is on this case, right?
And he's a Houston-based attorney.
Houston-based attorney.
Been here on The Factor several times.
Yes, and we've seen him file several lawsuits against the likes of P. Diddy, against Jay-Z, which was recently dismissed. And now here we go again against Shannon Sharpe. What sticks out to me, however, is the context of the allegations are different from what you would see on some of these other cases like Diddy, right? Or Cosby, who was putting in date rape drugs in several victims' drinks. In this case, she's saying this is a consensual relationship. We had a lot of consensual sex, and on these 2 or 3 separate occasions, it just so happens that it wasn't consensual. Now, I'm not saying that that's not a thing, and that these situations don't happen within the context of consensual relationships, but I do think it's going to be a lot difficult to prove it, because it begs the question, if it happened one time in October of 2024, how did it then happen again in January of 2024? If it happened at your apartment, as she's alleging, who did you tell? Did you speak to the apartment landowners? Did you call 911? Did you go to the hospital? So there's a concern about provability. And then to add another layer of what might impugn her credibility are the supposed text messages that Shannon Sharpe has. These text messages suggest that she was more of the one initiating these encounters.
The aggressor, well, not aggressor as in crime, but in the relationship.
Yes, initiating the sexual encounter, and that in some cases was even soliciting, saying sex in exchange for cash, $25,000 per cheek. If that is proven to be coming from her, it's really going to undermine the credibility of her allegations. So that being said, even if this is not a case that Tony Busby can prove.
All right, guys, I can pretty much sum up what he's saying. He's pretty much saying that this case might end up in the trash. It might end up in the gutter.
It's trash.
Because, it's just one of those things that's very hard to prove. If you had a regular relationship in which you did very freaky stuff where being physical was actually like a part of it and it was a regular thing, it's kind of hard. And I'm not saying like if he did do it that he's right for it. I'm not, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's very hard to see like, okay, like, well, what was overboard this time opposed to the last time you did it? Why didn't you, like how did it, you got to know, like there's so much details that you have to really go and you have to really look at the fine details, because it's just too all over the place. There's too many text messages. They probably got videos. Shannon probably got like 1 million videos if he's doing that nasty stuff to her.
Speaking of videos, apparently Shannon Sharpe made a statement. Maybe we'll put a clip of it here.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Shannon's saying that the actual video was 10 minutes long. So if they're gonna release it, release the whole thing. Again, going back to the whole idea of, if you're gonna produce evidence, produce all the evidence. Don't just cherry pick what you wanna put out there. So that's what he's trying to say. Because they're probably gonna show a clip of him choking her or something, I'm guessing, but not showing before, but she's like, choke me, you know what I mean? So, context.
I'm not gonna lie, this kind of makes me think that maybe this relationship was like sugar daddy kind of relationship and not a, like relationship.
It's probably a little
it was pay for play.
A little pay for play. $25K per cheat, But hey, regardless of how you feel about that, it's still consensual.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
If anything, that makes it even more consensual.
Right. So
yeah. So because at that point it's transactional. So then it's like he paid for it. So she was okay with it.
Right. So we'll see. I'm just tired. Listen, and a lot of people say this in comment sections of videos like these. It's like women like, and again, I'm taking the position of innocent until proven guilty. I think it's BS. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll own up to it. But a lot of people in the comments are like, hey, women like this woman, Gabriella Zuniga, make it bad for actual victims because it's like Boy Who Cried Wolf. They keep on throwing out all these false allegations and it's hurting the real people that actually are assaulted, which is the problem here.
Yeah, because then they have to comb over something that seems completely obvious opposed to things that aren't obvious, which takes, because you got to think, it takes time to do an investigate. Like an actual good investigation takes time. Like if your investigation is quick, it's either completely and utter BS or they just didn't put much effort into it.
Right.
So,
Or it's just like we caught you on camera with the gun and we saw you do it, and so that's that.
Or you're a rapper and you just snitch on yourself.
Like an idiot. But also, in addition to what you were saying, it's like, okay, well, it just makes people become more incredulous to like some situations. Like, all right, this again. And it could be someone who's telling the complete truth, but you're like, all right, we've seen this already with Johnny Depp. We've seen this with Shannon Sharpe. Maybe. We've seen this with Jay-Z. Another one, we don't believe you. And maybe she's telling the truth.
I mean, and I'll be honest, I think that's already happened. I think that's happened in the last 6 months because now, like before, let's be honest, before in the comment section, we'd only see dudes like, come on, man, that's BS. Now I'm starting to see a lot of women say like, I don't believe it. And these aren't like fake profiles that like have some random foreign person with like blurry photos.
Right.
These are actually like real profiles for real women saying like, no, I don't believe this.
Yeah. And hey, if it's true that it's not, or if it's not true, I'm happy about that. Because we need all this BS to stop. Because it's just, to me, it's obvious. They're coming for the money.
Yeah, I meit's becoming an obvious cash.
It's becoming obvious. Yeah, exactly. So.
Like, I'm hurt. I need 50,000. Like,
right.
like what?
Right. Come on, man.
It's kind of like they do with child support. Mm-hmm. How like people ask for like, oh, I only got $20K a month in child support, and people are like, what?
Where your kids go? Like, although private school is expensive.
I mean, it's people support. We all know that.
It's definitely people support.
They put their kid in like the lowest grade private school, and then they be going off on yachts and pictures and stuff like that. Nonsense. All right, decision makers. If you think this is a lie, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think she's telling the truth, leave a like, leave a comment. All right, decision makers. Let's get to the truth.